You generally will not lose patients, new patients on the phone when you're just going to schedule them. That's not typically when you will lose them. When will you lose patients on the phone, new patients? When you don't know how to answer their questions. That's when you will lose patients. And it happens way more than what the doctor realizes. And that's why I always suggest, number one, there's going to be a lot of role play. In other words, I should be able to ask any staff member. By the way, it's any staff member. I should be able to ask any staff member any of these questions. And just like muscle memory, it should just come right back at me. Muscle memory, it's got to get to muscle memory, and that takes a lot of repetition. And then I also recorded when I was in training, teaching new staff members how to answer the phone. We recorded the conversations, and we have a phone log. When you record those conversations, it's amazing how good it is for training. There's nothing compared to listening to a recording on how it went or why you lost the patient. So I really suggest you doing phone recording. Now you want to do it legally. You know, you guys have called places before, and they say, for your information, the phone is being recorded for quality services or training purposes. And I wouldn't say training, I would just say for quality service, quality purposes. That's what I'd say. Training insinuates you kind of don't know what you're doing. So I would just say for quality purposes. And I would just do it during training. I'd do it until, everybody's well-trained. You don't have to do recordings, 24/7 every day. But I would definitely do it for training. Remember, I said this is the highest area of losing new patients, in my opinion, that the doctor is not even aware of. And then I also suggest a phone log. So let me go to a phone log. So I highly recommend you use a phone log. Highly recommend. You want to know every phone call that comes in, because remember, the doctor's in the back typically. A lot of times they don't even know the phone rang, much less what the conversation was or how it went, or, did you lose a patient, or, all that. So I want to know every phone call that came in. And it looks something like this, but the main thing that I want to know is and the date is real easy to fill out, but the time of the phone call. But what's the most important thing I want to know about that phone call is, what was the reason they called? What was the reason they called? And then was it solved? Was it handled? That's the two most important things I want to know. Who called in, what time they called in. That's kind of important to know. But what I really want to know, why did they call? And how was it handled? That's what I want to know. And phone logs you can match. You can take a phone log and just match it with your phone records to make sure all the phone calls are being documented. And, they're not just being missed and are being left out because maybe they weren't handled right or whatever. But I strongly recommend, remember, the phone is the lifeline to your business. The lifeline to your business. You have to have well-trained staff members on how to answer, not just answer the phone, the obstacles. You have to know how to, and then how to schedule, how to lead somebody, handle the obstacles and lead them. That's the professionalism of a phone.